Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you paranormal freaks. It's the last Saturday of the month, and you know what that means. The veil is at its thinnest. So if you're brave enough, all of you hitchers and drifters, load up for a ride with Golden J and Logan as they traverse to the other side.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is Golden J, and I'm hanging out with
his co-host and future ghost, just Logan.
And welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. That's right, this is The Other Side.
And this is only 3 weeks late.
And this is Golden J's fault.
Boy, I can't remember. The first time we skipped, I think was something with me, wasn't it?
Yeah, you just the fire. You just went through the fire at the business.
Oh, no, that was forever ago. That wasn't in May. Was it?
I thought you were just talking about ones we've skipped this
year.
Well,
no, for May, like because the one we missed last week was our reschedule
of a reschedule.
And I can't for the life of me remember why we canceled the first one. And then the second one, I thought I slept through, but you never sent me an email, so it was all gravy, and now we're back.
We are back. Yeah, last week it was like there's a lot going on in Tucson world. Yeah, I think we missed you were busy in the month. You were doing inventory or something, weren't you? And then you were like, you want to do it tomorrow night? And I'm like, I can't. And then we just pushed it back to next Thursday. And of course, then I forget I forget that we were doing it. Yeah, it's just been a mess, but here we are. Yeah. We're back. We're back. It was
Charlie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Charlie came to visit you.
He did. I don't know how to address all of that. It was odd. It was nice seeing him. He's a sweet kid. He really is. He's just a lot. He's a lot. And I already had a lot of stuff going on that weekend too, because I had my big Pokethon that Saturday. I also had work, and I was alone at work that Friday and Saturday again. And Charlie showed up to my work halfway through Friday. And just stayed there the whole time, and talked the whole time while I was working, and it was just like, it was a lot.
And the reconnection, the wedding brought you guys back together after 20 years.
Yeah, but apparently he'll just show up when he wants to, and he's a software engineer, so like they send him all over to go like launch stuff and all that because he's going. He might have already done it by now. He was telling me after he was done with his trip here, like a week later, they were sending him to Ohio, and he was going to have to stay in Ohio for 2 weeks while an app launches to make sure everything goes smoothly. And it was like him and like 12 other people that they were sending to be up there, and he lives in Florida, so.
Yeah, nobody really wants to fucking go to Ohio.
Listen, the only thing Ohio is good for is Cedar Point.
And the Football Hall of Fame.
I didn't even know that was there, but
And maybe Blossom Music Center. I'll give you Blossom Music Center and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'll give Ohio this. It's better than Jersey, so,
Is it? Is it?
I mean, have you ever been to Jersey?
Yes, I have been to New Jersey.
It's not great.
I snuck in. I snuck in on the Philly side just to go to a Harley store to say I'd been to a Harley store in New Jersey and got the fuck out because I was scared the whole time I was there. Like,
That's
what
fair.
is going to happen?
That's fair. It's Jersey and the I mean we might. I'm sorry, listeners, if you're from any of these places.
I'm just thinking is like, wow, anybody listening from New Jersey?
Jersey is like the Kmart version of Chicago with less better food. You know? You get all the hostility, but the setting's a little bit more dreary, and, you know, there's no good deep dish places or hot dog places in Jersey. I think Jersey's, like, big claim to fame is, like, the trash plate, and it's not fantastic.
If Jersey's so great, why does the Statue of Liberty look the other way?
That's fair. And if you guys have if you guys think we're wrong, I mean, feel free to email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com.
Yep.
And prove to us after you yell at us that people from Jersey are mean.
I mean, I don't. Jersey is one of those places that is very hyped to be, you know, not the best place to be. And I'm sure that it has its places and its moments and all that. But I've been in New Jersey just to say I've been to New Jersey. So check that off my list. But it was an in and out. It was that whole Philly trip we did about 7-8 years ago. We did Philadelphia downtown, did the Philly cheesesteak because I wanted an actual Philly cheesesteak from Philadelphia, and marked that off my list. Went to New Jersey, marked that off my list, and started to head back home because we did the Harley factory the day before. Went through the steel-toed.
That was with Scotty T, wasn't it?
No, it was with my uncle and Gunner and my cousin. So
gotcha.
Yeah, it was fun. The Harley factory is something I think anybody who rides needs to do at least one time. It is remarkable. So yeah, definitely need to do it.
What's up?
So listen, yes, we are 3 weeks out. We are 3 weeks behind where we should be, or 2 weeks behind where we should be with the other side. And there is a good reason. And you've heard us talk about it on the Golden 80s. We talked about it a little bit. I talked about it with Frankie Vegas. As soon as some of the new episodes of Two Stop come out, we've been talking about it. We did get a book deal with Tom Lyons Books, TomLyonBooks.com. The author Tom Lyons. He offered us to narrate 3 of his books. And as of yesterday, or June 10th, book number 1 has dropped on Audible. It is called It Bit Me, Chilling Tales, Volume 1. And it is us, me, the Rocker Chick, and J-Dub narrating 4 stories in this book about people who have been bitten by cryptids, creepies, and it's so much fun, and I'm loving it, but it's time consuming, and I'm trying to make sure that everything else is getting done. Obviously, the other side had to take a hit, but we are here. So, if you go to Audible, just type in It Bit Me. It'll be the first thing that comes up. It'll say narrated by the United States of Paranormal, and you can just pick up your copy, depending on whether you're a member or non-member. And I beg you guys,
just get to use credits,
or you could use credits
monthly.
Well, because you pay for them.
Yeah, exactly. So we all know that you got your credits and they're stacking up because you don't know enough books to buy monthly. So there's a good place to use them right now.
Absolutely. And I asked
3 total, right?
There will be 3 total. Like I said, the first one come out June 10th. The second one will probably be about, give or take, a month from now. Give or take, depending on how long Audible takes to approve it. It usually takes about 2 weeks to 14 business days, ladies and gentlemen. That's the key, is business days. That not include weekends. That is just Monday through Friday when they count 14th. Oh, Golden J was freaking out. He was like, "Oh my God, what they haven't accepted it. They haven't accepted it. I did something wrong." This is all new to me, and I am loving doing it. Got myself an isolation booth to try to break down some of the noise, gonna make them even better. So, book 2 and 3 is going to be even better than book 1.
Isolation booth's fucking fancy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I've moved into my kitchen and have worse audio.
That's okay. It's pouring rain here right now, so if you can hear it through the microphone, maybe not.
I'm not picking up none of it.
Right on. J-Dub sweating her ass off in that fucking booth last night. It was so funny.
Get you a fucking mini split for out there or something.
Listen, if this, I'm loving doing this. I can see this as something that I am going to continue to do. Once this 3-book series is finished, we're done with it. And so if it's something that I'm going to continue to do, and it can be something that I can make profitable for me and Golden Mojo Entertainment, I will invest in actually building a soundproof vocal booth in the studio so that we can kill all of the. We have a hell of a time with semis driving out in front of the house. You know, we're right on Old 30, and you'll be recording, and all of a sudden you hear a semi go by, and it's like, motherfucker, you got to go back and redo all that. So it is what it is. You know, we work through it and make sure it's clean and so on and so forth. But it's been great. I'm loving it. I'm ready to do this for a living. I could do this for a living and be happy. A lot of edit time, though.
Yeah, but I said, the longer you do it, the easier it'll get. And
absolutely.
Systematic and all that jazz.
Yeah, we learned it with the podcast. So, I mean, this is, you know. When I first started doing Murd Nerds, it took me 3 days to edit an episode because I was so much, everything was hyper focused. Oh, I got to take this out. I got to move this. And how does this work? And
forged in the fire of mouth noises.
We have some mouth noises, let me tell you. You know, it's terrible. But
the first few Murd Nerds were recorded on like a floor with an iPhone. Like, you don't have to tell me.
Hey, by the way, speaking of, let me shout out Mandy Parkin. Our newest, and I'll repeat this on our Wednesday show too, but and I've talked about her in a past episode. One of our newest, biggest Two Stop fans. I mean, she found us because of the Unexplained Archives and the interview we did there, and she has been very vocal and very outgoing about the episode. She loves us. She comments on all the old posts and sends us DMs and emails and all kinds of stuff. And she's from the UK, which is even more fucking cool.
I didn't know she was from the UK. I just it's always wild when you get an email or a message and it's somebody like, it's been years since the Tejas boys stopped, and somebody's like, "Hey, I'm gonna miss you," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Right. And they're like, "Oh, you're just getting to it." Okay, I was like, "Well, let's keep listening." Right. Like, I'll be back. I mean, the other ones aren't, but like, I was like, if you just keep listening for a little while, I pop back in.
Yeah. I think the email was that she had listened to it and she almost cried when you guys left, and she's like, "No," and. Yeah, I just think it's great because I think I DM'd me today. She's up to episode 120.
Goodness.
And so she's still got a ways to go to get completely caught up, but she cleans offices or something like that over there.
Okay, so yeah, she has a lot of listening time.
She has tons of listening. I mean, she's on her own, and she told me, she's like, it could be 3 or 4 hours before I see anybody, and having you guys in my ear just. Makes the night go so much faster. And I'm like, that's amazing. But the whole Murd Nerds thing is that, I said, well, when you finally reach the end of Tucson, don't forget we got Murder Nerds and Golden 80s. You might like those. And she's like, I'm definitely going into Murder Nerds. And I'm like, okay, well, remember the first 6 episodes are without me. I wasn't producing those.
Yeah. Everybody's got to start somewhere, folks.
Oh, absolutely.
Which, like I said, it's oof.
Yeah, if you go back, those first 6 episodes are wow. They're rough as far as audio. As far as audio goes, I mean, the stories themselves were good. They did a great job with stories, but when you could hear the dog licking himself,
yeah,
it's just not cool.
No, it's not great. It's not great. You live and you learn. Like I said, how many different mics that those two goobers try to put on me throughout all the times I record with them.
Right.
I mean, you live, you learn, you figure it out.
You do. It's a process. I mean, we went from basically a folding table to, you know, building a desk just for the podcast out there in the studio, and adding new chairs and new cameras and new lights and more monitors so you can watch it, more computers so everybody has a computer recording themselves. And I mean, it's been a long road. It's been what we Tucson just celebrated his 4th birthday back in April. And so, I mean, 4 years of doing Tucson. Murdners was started before that, but ended with Ashley and Alicia. But me and Monty J are trying to keep it going, which the Black Dahlia is coming out, guys. I promise we're going to get to that. Frankie's all up in my ass about that.
I'm sure he is.
He wants it. He's like, you got to give me those episodes. So I'm working on it. So,
Frankie.
I'm trying. More things keep popping up. Like next weekend, we're in Bloomington, DJing a wedding down in Bloomington, Indiana.
Wedding season.
It is. And me and Chico, we're going to this one together. Bundled DJ and videography. I'm excited.
Oh, this is the one where they're putting you both up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. That's good shit right there.
Yeah, I just, the bride texted me today, and she's like, hey, the wedding is outside. And I'm like, okay. She goes, there's no power out there. And I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do without power? So we are about to run 115 foot of extension cords out to this fucking place.
And I said, fucking told you, Jesus.
Yeah. And I was like, why? Because I went and looked at pictures of the venue, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. And they put this pergola out there on a fucking two-step concrete slab, and it is just a beautiful background and everything. And I go, you go through all this effort to build this thing, but you don't
run a fucking outlet
power
somewhere out there? That's fucking wild.
Isn't that the craziest thing? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Because I'm sure it's every DJ ever that goes out there. It's like, where the fuck do I plug in? And they're like,
yeah.
So they better have at least a massive spool of fucking cable just at the ready. You'd be like, here you go, and have it on a fucking wheel they crank out.
Exactly.
I mean, at least she communicated with you and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But, because, I mean, fuck, I communicated with my DJ and tried to warn him about everything, and he didn't listen to a goddamn thing I said. I was like, it's going to be in this building, you need signal, it's this, like, your stuff's pre-downloaded. He's like, yeah, gets there, and he's like, none of these things. I'm like...
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, I wasn't a real fan of your DJ.
No, he was kind of a fucking ass.
When you got to borrow the fucking microphones from your videographer to be able to get your ceremony through the speaker system because you didn't bring your lavaliers and your wireless shit, and you know,
I didn't even know that shit. I didn't know he had to borrow shit because like nobody was telling me anything other than I was like, Matt, I was like, you recommended this guy. I was like, fucking get this squared away.
Right.
I was like, because this is not, which honestly is a crapshoot because Matt also recommended the videographer people and they were fantastic.
Right.
But then he recommended the DJ and I was like, dog, this fucking DJ is out here just killing me, bro.
Yeah, listen, and you know, this is the thing that I like to do as a DJ is I like to go to the rehearsals the night before. In last week's case, it was 2 nights before, and walk through everything. And my mind is constantly going, making sure I got everything packed. Everything is good to go. I know exactly what I'm going to need, where exactly I'm going to be set up. I don't want any surprises.
Absolutely.
And, once again, though, I had a goof. I played the wrong song for the father-daughter dance, and I was devastated. And I couldn't apologize to them enough. And she's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Stop. It's, it's one little goof in a whole night full of shit that you've done for us. So, yeah, it happens as a DJ, but, you try not to let that happen. But, yeah, there was a lot going on, and you're trying to get it all squared away. And, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. He seemed like he was in a fucking twisted mood when he got there. And I warned him about everything. I was like, listen, it's outside. I was like, I can get you a fan. He's like, yeah. And then in the night, I had my toy chest and my toys set up in front of him for one of my streaming things. And that motherfucker's packing up his stuff, and he just starts kicking the toy chest, like to get it out in front of the thing. And I've got like these old expensive toys up there, and I fucking got onto him. I was like, hey. I was like, fuck. I was like, you need me to move them? I'll move them. So I got mad. Fuck it.
My thing was, and take this for what it is. I'm never hidden it. I smoke, I vape. I don't do it on the pod. And when I'm DJing, I don't do it while I'm standing in the fucking DJ booth. And I don't care where you're at. I know he was in the garage portion of the shop. But I look up, he's standing in the DJ booth, and he's up there fucking vaping, and I'm like, where is the professionality in this motherfucker? I just was so unimpressed with him.
Yeah, no, it was disappointing.
Yeah. But hey.
Live and you learn.
They can't all be Golden J. I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely not the case. Somebody that allegedly does it professionally, but, everybody's version of profession is different.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
But
like us in podcasting and talking about this when we should be talking about the paranormal.
Listen, these people know what they fucking come here for. At this point,
there's no timestamp for banter, people. It's just gonna be what it is.
It's banter, the fucking podcast. I mean, we literally just talk about it's notes. It's notes. The podcast. It fucking
absolutely. But this is us getting you caught up with everything that's going on. So go to Audible, by the way, and download It Bit Me.
Yeah, I pulled it up right here.
Look at that.
I literally just typed in It Bit Me, and it says It Bit Me, Chilling True Stories, audiobook, 59 minutes, supernatural, unexplained mysteries, by Tom Lyons, narrated by the United States of Paranormal. Go get it. It's a book. It's 59 minutes.
Yeah. If you're a non-member, it's $7. If you're an Audible member, I think, what is it, like $4.50 or $5 or something like that? I mean, it's not super expensive. You can handle it. You got this. Go get it. Or you can use a credit.
Also, there's a fancy preview button there, so if you want to get an idea of what it's going to sound like, you just hit that preview button. Get you a little...
Absolutely.
See who you get.
You know who your sexy voice is. You know what sexy voice you're going to get? Golden J. Yeah. Like I said, man, what a learning curve on this very first one. But not a horrible learning curve. You know what I'm saying? It went really well. I got it figured out. Audible gives you an audio lab to work through to make sure that you're right where you need to be to make a good quality sound, and it tells you how to fix it. And I've been very lucky. Once I got the first fix, the mastering that I did on it was perfect for everything I've done since. So I'm excited about that.
Stop.
Yeah.
Go check it out, people.
Yeah. And do a review. If you like it, do a review, because that helps boost it up into Audible. So
I had seen, I don't know if it's only on select things or what, but I was listening to something on Spotify the other day, and there was a comment section.
Yeah, Spotify has a full comment section now.
Oh, I didn't even fucking know that. I just saw it there, and that people were like, comment on our thing, and I was like, you can't comment on Spotify, and then lo and behold, there's just a fucking section of comments. I was like, what the fuck?
Yep, we just got, I was just before we got logged in here, I was looking at a new comment on one of the Spotify episodes for Tucson. So yeah, I had to go through and set all that stuff up too, so I could see Real Terror, Tusop, um, Seasons in Hell, and Golden 80s, and all the comments that pop up on Spotify because I couldn't see them before. I could only see the Apple ones.
Yeah, and like comments are different than reviews too. So like it's like people really just talking about like, hey, this and this, or maybe asking questions, and then Apple reviews are where monsters go to hang out.
Yeah, it's been a little rough on some of the Apple stuff, but hey, everybody has their opinion, and so
Well, I mean, we've established on the internet people don't fucking read. It doesn't matter where you go on the internet, people don't read. People are like, oh, banter. Like, oh, there's a fucking timestamp, sir. Fucking give it a click.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, because we have actually reduced a lot of our banter down. I mean, we're not doing as much as we used to do. We've been trying to put in some, paranormal stories as far as, just kind of the odd breaking news type thing or stuff along that line. But, yeah, we've kind of reduced it down a little bit. We still do it, but not as much. And so the episodes are a little bit shorter. This last week with Popper the Poltergeist, which we'll talk about in next month's episode of The Other Side, is one that we're trying to do a little bit different, where we all know the story going in, and then we can all comment on it as we finish up the day. So I'm curious if you guys liked how we did that. Like I said, we're just trying to do something a little bit different instead of just the template we've been working off for the last year. Just trying to round it out and make it a little more interesting, more entertaining. So yeah, if you haven't, we'll listen to it. Episode 276, Popper the Poltergeist. Go check it out and let me know what you think of the kind of the new format. We're going to try to work with this for a while and see how it goes.
Oh, I definitely need to check. I mean, eventually I am going to check it out for next month's review.
Right.
No, look forward to listening to it, checking it out.
Yeah. Also, one more thing I want to touch on before we jump into this. Anthony Head passed away. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man, it's devastating. Like, we've lost, in the last year and a half, 3 different cast members from Buffy. And this one's a special kind of hurt, because that dude's just a fucking big box of talent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know. Like, it's right on the heels of them trying to get that Buffy reboot off the ground and it getting canceled.
Right.
And and he was supposed to be in that, and it's just like, it's just gnarly. And it's the fucking pneumonia. It was complications from pneumonia got him, and that's complications from pneumonia is what got Kyle Busch. And Kyle Busch was 44.
Yeah.
But, like, people got to watch what they're doing. Like, I get with Anthony Head, we understand because he was in his 70s. So, I mean, it's a given that something like pneumonia can just take you out. Kyle Busch was just like, homeboy was neglecting himself. He was just pushing. And if anybody keeps up with NASCAR, that dude was he has an aggressive human being to the max. So, I mean, it tracks. Like, the dude didn't know when to quit. I mean, he raced in one of the worst tracks as far as elevation goes for, like, breathing quality for a healthy person. And then after that, he went into a simulator and, like I said, he just pushed himself until his body literally was just, like, tapping out. This is a wealthy person that has access to doctors and all that, and he was just like, it's out.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola 600, what an amazing dedication to him going into that, because that was the first race after his death. And I mean, very, very emotional. A lot of those guys that like Bubba Baker and I'm trying to think of a couple other ones that just literally broke down on camera, talking about him, and very emotional going into that race. And that was Memorial Day weekend. So yeah, it's just too bad. I mean, I was a big fan of Anthony Head. I love Giles. Giles was a great character. I definitely seen that character grow throughout that Buffy series.
Yeah.
Going from somebody who just was trying to work it out to being an expert in a lot of different things. He was great. and then just the talent of, I mean, there was videos of him out playing Behind Blue Eyes by, well, I always think of Limp Bizkit. I know that was before that was, but The Who, I think, or...
Yeah, he's just a talented musician.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in so much Broadway musical stuff. He had his own band that he was in. I mean, and it showed because he's one of the few people in the musical episode of Buffy that absolutely was a great vocalist.
Right.
Because a lot of them were not.
Right.
I think him and James Masterson were like the only two people that like came from a singing background.
Right.
Before that episode went.
Yeah,
episode.
I don't like musicals per se. I mean, there's a couple of them out there that I like, but one of my favorite episodes was that musical episode. I mean, it was just so good. The other one was the silent one. I can't even think of what it was.
With the fucking I want to say Smiles, or I can't remember because it's just the guys that smile and the whole episode's quiet. But then also my favorite episode of Angel is called Smile Time.
Yeah,
that just mixing up the two names there.
Where's he at? Where's he at? I have to move my camera. There he is. He's up there hanging out.
But yeah, Anthony Hill was amazing. He did a stint in Broadway where he was doing a Rocky Horror Picture Show. He was in that Ted Lasso show.
Yep.
Like I said, just Repo Genetic Opera. If you're into that kind of thing, he was great in that. But like I said,
that movie was a little strange, though.
That movie is too much for me. I can tell you that. I missed that one at the age that everybody was watching it. I never saw it, and I didn't watch it until maybe 4 years ago. And by the time I watched it, I was like, "What in the hot topic fever fucking dream is this shit?" But his vocals were fantastic in it.
Yeah, he was an amazing singer, an amazing actor, and for those that actually don't even know who he is, you should know, and he is definitely going to be missed in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, what better excuse to go back and fucking rewatch Buffy again?
Absolutely. I think I have the whole set. Maybe I'll hook up one of those things they call a DVD player and see if I can watch it.
I'm not going to go that far. There's a streaming service somewhere that's got it that I'll absolutely check it out on. But like you said, it's amazing watching his character start and then just grow. Because it's essentially he grows like a parent grows. You start off and you think you know everything, but it turns out you don't know anything about the thing you're dealing with, and then you just grow with it. He grew with Buffy and all of her friends, and eventually pulled the stick out of his ass to when the second watcher, Wesley, fucking shows up. Giles is the one that's like, "Hey, maybe pull the stick out of your ass a little bit." And
right? I still can't wrap my mind around that the guy that plays Wesley was like fucking Allison Hannigan's husband.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
But I love it. Fucking all the episode, any episode where Giles like slipped into his old personality of Ripper. The episode where he's essentially banging Buffy's mom when they go back to their teenage times is fucking great.
He's in the leather jacket and the hair all slicked back.
He's got his cigarette. He's smoking his cigarette, giving Buffy shit and banging her mom.
Yep. James Masters is the one that, because I follow him on Facebook, and he's the one that broke it for me. And I was like, no, can't be. But yeah,
it did me like it did when the Green Ranger died. Like I popped on, like I don't have Instagram or any of that shit on my phone anymore. I took it all off because I got tired of scrolling and shit. So like I hop on my PC to do some editing, and I check my Instagram, and it's just like there's just back-to-back videos.
Right.
Of Anthony Head, and it's like one of them singing one of this. I was like, oh yeah, and then I start reading comments. I'm like, fuck, God, no. And like you said, he was fucking homeboy Spike was the one where I like read what it was, and I was like, oh, that's fuck, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He will absolutely be missed.
Yeah, absolutely. I love James Masters. He's quite the his live streams where he's autographing shit for people is just fucking cool as hell. I sat and watched that for an hour.
He started doing videos the other week, dressed as Spike and talking like Spike.
Yep.
And it's fantastic. And I think about 2 years ago, I got the audio. Speaking of Audible, I got the audio book Slayers, which was
Mhm.
the where a lot of the original cast came back and voiced their characters, but the only character that was like their true character was Spike from our universe. Ends up in a universe where Cordelia was the fucking Slayer,
Right.
and it was phenomenal. It was fantastic. So
Yeah, if you once you're done with It Bit Me, go check out Slayers, because it is like a graphic audiobook where the girl that played Willow's girlfriend was the one that actually put it all together. I can't think of her name.
She was in there. The voice actor, I'm horrible at actors and actresses' names, but the chick that played Cordelia came back. Anya's voice came back.
So that's Chris McCarpenter and Emma Caulfield.
There you go. And then the chick that played Drusilla actually came back, which was wild because we hadn't heard from Drusilla since maybe early on in Buffy. Like her character done fucked off a long time ago, and her come back was wild. And I'm trying to think who else appeared in there. I don't know if Anthony Head was in there or not. It's been so long since I listened to it.
Yeah, I'll have to go back because it's still in my library because I bought that one. So because you recommended it, so I went to go listen to it.
It's good. It's fantastic.
Like I said, I'm a big James Masters fan, so love it.
And
All right, man.
In that book, it got about everybody you think it could get because it didn't have Sarah Michelle Gellar in there or David Boreanaz or Allison Hannigan, but it had everybody else.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I have a picture with Emma Caulfield when I met her at the Hall of Heroes Comic-Con a few years ago. I felt bad because I didn't realize her booth was open because there was nobody in it.
Yeah, that's the rough part about cons is seeing the celebrities that don't get nobody.
Yeah.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, it hurt. If I'd have known, I'd have been up there earlier and spent more time with her. But because I loved her. I loved her in the Buffy series, even though they killed her off.
Fantastic. Yeah, that was
Spoiler! They kill her. All right, brother. Let's get to this.
Alrighty, folks. Headlights are on. The engine's running. And yeah, you're hearing this. You're already in the car. Welcome back to the other side. It's just Logan behind the wheel tonight. And Golden J is riding shotgun like always, keeping an eye on the map and the shadows. And whatever that thing was we just passed, I'm choosing not to talk about it right now. This isn't a museum tour, this isn't a history lecture, this is a night drive through the strange parts of the world where the road gets quieter, the stories get louder, and even the mile markers feel like it's watching you back. We're picking you up at the edge of what makes sense and taking you with us straight into the places people swear they've seen something standing where nothing should be standing at all. Haunted resorts, forgotten legends, cryptid with bad attitudes, stories that don't always agree with reality but never really needed to. So sit back, keep your eyes forward, and if you see something in the tree line, don't point it out too fast. Golden Jay gets nervous when the woods start paying attention. Alright, so we're rolling on. Welcome to the other side. We're going to start this month out, or I say this month out, the month of May that's long gone, with, let's see here. Alright, folks, climb into the station wagon of the damned because this month, on May 6th, episode 270, our first road trip stop takes us to the abandoned, I'm going to fucking butcher this, the Seneca Lake Mountain Resort, a place that proves even Mother Nature will leave you unread if your business plan is bad enough. Now, when you hear mountain resort, you're probably thinking cozy cabins, fishing, horseback riding, and maybe some rich guy named Chad learning how to golf bad. And that was the plan. Seneca Lake Mountain Resort was supposed to be a destination packed with cabins, camping, fishing, riding trails, and outdoor recreation. Unfortunately, the number of people excited to visit was apparently lower than the number of ghosts currently checking in. The resort never really took off. Financial trouble hit, payments were missed, and eventually the whole dream collapsed like a lawn chair at a family reunion. Nature moved in, the guests moved out, and the property slowly became another entry into America's ever-growing collection of, well, that didn't work out. Today, what's left are abandoned buildings, empty cabins, forgotten docks, and the kind of atmosphere that makes paranormal investigations say, you know what? Maybe let's not split up. The lake still sits there quietly, the winds still blow through the structures, and every creak sounds like the property manager returning to ask if anybody has seen the missing revenue. Is it haunted? Well, that's where things get fun. They aren't any famous stories about ghostly bellhops chasing people through the woods or a phantom bride floating across the lake like every hotel or resort seems to have. But abandoned places have a way of manufacturing their own legends. You get enough empty buildings, enough darkness, enough weird noises echoing through the trees, and suddenly every raccoon becomes a cryptid and every loose shutter becomes evidence of the afterlife. So as a true believer, I can't say there's nothing there. As a sarcastic investigator, I can't ignore that 90% of paranormal evidence starts with somebody hearing a noise and immediately deciding it wasn't a squirrel and that it's a demon. So our first stop in this month's journey through the other side is less haunted resort and more monument to abandoned dreams and not well thought out business strategies. A place where nature reclaimed the reservation, the guests never checked back in, and the only thing still operating is your imagination. And honestly, sometimes that's spooky enough. This reminded me of a Route 66 story, because you hit up a lot of those abandoned ghost towns, and just because they're called ghost towns don't mean there's a ghost there, but they definitely
that's it. So the interesting idea behind Seneca Lake Mountain Resort was that this is one that I did with the London group, with Arrow Media, when I did the talking head portion of whatever episode it was supposed to be. And so Seneca and Two Guns, Arizona, which is also a ghost town, is both of them are abandoned, and they both were investigated by an urban explorer out of California, who Arrow had bought the rights to use his videos to create this whole series called Abandoned. And so they wanted talking heads about Two Guns, which is on Route 66, and that's how they found me, was because of the Route 66 stuff. And so when they got a hold of me, they were like, hey, would you mind doing Seneca and another one? And at this point, I don't even remember what it was. I've got a note for it somewhere. But so I had to go research Seneca and learn about it. And I'm like, I'm a paranormal podcaster. I need to have something that I'm going to be able to sink my teeth into on this particular story. So I started deep diving, and then you get into the paranormal portion of Seneca. And it wasn't about anybody being killed there or dying there. It was just all of that energy from all of the push and the hopes and the dreams and all that being destroyed because they just couldn't market the damn place. And that's my opinion. The place failed because their marketing scheme of it sucked ass. And if they would have done better at that, maybe it would have succeeded, because the idea was there. You know, the golf course, the hotel, the horse stables and the riding and all the things that they were planning on doing there. And there was still a lot of stuff they had planned on doing that didn't even ever actually come to fruition. But I thought it was fun enough that there was enough, of the ghostly tales of this abandoned resort that it kind of teetered on the paranormal, but at the same time, the story was solid of why it fell apart. So,
well, it's just the idea alone is just spooky, just because you can think of all that unused potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just think about everything was brand new, and just lasted for such a short time. So it's just like, it was just a wasted potential. Like, just a full resort just abandoned. And it's not like our Six Flags in New Orleans that was abandoned because of a fucking a hurricane. This place was abandoned because they just never got off the ground. So everything just was intact.
Right.
Just left.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just crazy. They just walked away from it. And that was a $500,000 investment.
Fucking crazy that works like that. But when it's something that big and you can't find somebody to buy it, nobody's going to buy it. And when you don't buy property, it just sits there until it becomes that busted down piece of shit you drive by every day to work. And you're like, oh, that looked like a pretty place. I wonder what happened. And I was like, what happened is it was too fucking expensive. And then it sat there to where they still wanted a certain amount of money for it, but it's no longer worth that because it's set there for 10, 20, 30 years. Now the roof's bad and the foundation's cracked, and
Yeah,
but they still want a fuck ton of money for it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and good luck with that, guys. I mean, honestly, if you think you're going to get a bunch of money out of a fucking place that has actually almost been consumed by Mother Nature again, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, at this point, if you have better luck just running a bulldozer out there, clearing it all, and just selling it for the land value.
Yeah.
Because that's what people are looking at it for, is the land, but then they're like, if I buy this, I got to go fill in these pools and bulldoze this shit.
Right.
And we've got weird grass growing out here because we had this special grass put in for the golf course, and now it's all fucky. And
who put these fucking holes here? What does this mean?
Yeah, I can only imagine. It'd be neat to. I went in a long deep when I worked at Radio Shack for all these urban explorers, and it's fantastic to watch these people go through these places. It's just wild looking. It looks like they look like movie sets, but at the same time, like a lot of these guys are risking going to jail or catching charges for being in places they're not supposed to be. So
absolutely, and let alone just getting hurt going through some of these.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can only imagine these people walking through these old Victorian mansions that have been abandoned forever. And they're just like, man, you are a sneeze away from going through that floor, and nobody's going to find you.
Right. Nobody's going to be looking for you out there.
Or, like I said, at Six Flags, you'd have urban explorers walking all the way to the top of the roller coaster. It's like, dog, this place has been out of business since fucking Katrina. And it's metal, and that was all that was all salt water out there, and it's now fucking 20-something years old, rusted. Like, you're just asking for it.
Oh, they're crazy. They're crazy, but that's what their channel's all about. So,
or float your boat.
That's right.
All right, travelers, throw on some sunscreen, grab a cold drink, and prepare for the most haunted stop we made this month. That also happened to be surrounded by tropical flowers. That's right. For episode 272, guest host Larissa is back in on May 13th, and we're heading to the Audubon House in Tropical Gardens in Key West. Now, at first glance, this place looks less like a haunted location and more like somewhere you'd wealthy aunt would drag you to learn a little culture. It's a beautiful historic home filled with antiques, artwork, and lush gardens. The kind of place where everything looks expensive enough that you're afraid to breathe too hard. The house is named after John James Audubon, the famous naturalist and bird artist, who reportedly visited the Key West in the 1830s while gathering inspiration for his work. The house itself dates back to the mid-1800s and has survived hurricanes, wars, changing owners, and countless tourists asking where the bathrooms are. But we're not here for the flowers, we're here for the ghost. Visitors and staff have reported strange footsteps when nobody's around, mysterious noises from the empty rooms, and the classic paranormal favorite, the feeling that somebody is watching you, which, to be fair, could be a ghost or one of the portraits silently judging you for life choices. Some stories speak of shadowy figures moving through the home, while others describe odd sounds after closing time. Nothing overly aggressive. This isn't the kind of haunting where your demon throws the furniture at your head. This is more of a Victorian ghostly politely reminding you that you're standing in the living room with mud on your shoes. Please get the hell out. And honestly, if I spent over 150 years maintaining a historic house, I'd probably haunt you too. I personally love this location. Love locations like this because they're soaked in history. Every room has a story, every object has a past. Places like the Audubon House have witnessed generations of life, loss, celebration, arguments, and secrets. If emotions leave fingerprints on a location, this place has to have had plenty of opportunities to collect them. All that being said, sometimes you gotta acknowledge the old houses make weird noises. Wood settles, floors creak, doors shifts. Air conditionings exist. Not every bump in the night is a restless spirit named Theodore trying to discuss maritime trade. Still, there's something beautiful about historic homes after dark that make your imagination start working in overtime. The gardens go quiet, the shadows get longer, and suddenly that innocent antique chair in the corner starts looking like it's waiting for somebody to sit down who died before your great-grandparents were born. So on this month's journey through the other side, the Audubon House reminds us all that not all hauntings happen in crumbling asylums or forgotten graveyards. Sometimes the hiding behind tropical flowers, historic charm, and admission tickets. Because if ghosts exist, even they appreciate good landscaping.
They love good landscaping. I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
fair. Yeah, and it's always nice to have guest hosts back in. We've got our Peters and our Larissas that always come back in. It's always lovely.
Love Larissa. She's amazing. She always keeps me up to date on everything they got going on. Of course, they live in one of my favorite cities to go visit, Kansas City. And, well, actually, they moved out of Kansas City. They got tired of the fucking highway traffic in their backyard. But I talked to her last week. I'm like, how's the new place? And she's like, we are sitting outside and there is 0 decibels out here. And I'm like, I love it.
That's
so,
amazing.
I love it when she's able to come back in, and she's great at storytelling. She does her research really, really good, and it's never a disappointment when she's on. And she's coming back to do a Nifty 50 episode with me that she's been researching and was excited about. So I'm excited for that too.
It's dope. That's cryptid stuff, right?
Yep, we're gonna do, and it was your idea actually, probably a year ago, where you're like, "Why don't we do this?" I'm like, "This would make a great Saturday episode." So, yeah, we can do 50 cryptids in 50 states.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see which one she picks, what state she gets, and what cryptid she's going with. I love
yes, it'll be early on. Let me tell you, it's in the A's. Okay, there you go.
Hey, there you go. Speaking of cryptids, folks, on episode 273 on May 20th, our next stop of this month's journey through the other side takes Golden J and the Rocker Chick up deep into the hills of Great Smoky Mountains, where one question has echoed through the woods for generations. What if Bigfoot is real? And more importantly, what if we throw him a big-ass birthday party? Believe it or not, that's exactly what happened. The event began as Smoky Mountain's Bigfoot Festival in Townsend back in 2021, not that long ago.
No.
Bringing together cryptid enthusiasts, researchers, storytellers, vendors, and curious tourists who all share one thing in common. They're willing to spend an entire day celebrating a giant hairy creature nobody can agree actually exists. The first festival featured guest speakers, Bigfoot-themed events, live entertainment, contests, vendors, and even enough Sasquatch merchandise to make you wonder if Bigfoot secretly owns stock in the souvenir industry. The event quickly became one of the Smoky Mountains' unique annual traditions. As the years went on, the festival grew larger, drawing in thousands of visitors and embracing everything from serious Bigfoot research to pure cryptid fun. Different years featured different themes, including family reunions with fellow legendary creatures like the Yeti and Mothman showing up to go to party. Then came the next logical step in cryptozoology, a birthday party. For the 2026 festival, organizers transformed the event into a full-blown Bigfoot birthday bash, complete with birthday games, giant cards for attendees to sign, special merchandise, cupcake, confetti, party hats, and possibly a surprise appearance by the guest of himself, because apparently if you're going to celebrate the legendary forest giant, you might as well do it correctly. Now, as a fan of the big man, I love this event because it captures something important about the paranormal community. Sure, people come hoping to hear encounter stories, learn about sightings, and discuss the mystery of what may be lurking in the mountains. But they also come because it's fun. It's a chance for people who spend their lives looking in the unknown to gather and share stories. All that being said, I do have some questions. First of all, who determined Bigfoot's birthday? Did somebody check his driver's license? Was there a cryptid census I missed? Did Nessie RSVP? These are the questions that mainstream scientific communities refuse to answer. Still, whether you believe in Bigfoot is an undiscovered species or an interdimensional traveler or a portal hopper, or, a misidentified bear. Or, he's just the world's greatest hide-and-seek champion. There's something charming about thousands of people gathering in the Smokies to celebrate a creature whose greatest achievement is avoiding being photographed clearly. So as we drive on through the other side, remember that some legends inspire fear, some inspire wonder, and some inspire an annual birthday with cake, confetti, and enough people in Sasquatch costumes to make the actual Bigfoot turn around and head back into the woods. I'm glad you guys got to go to this. It sounded like a gnarly time.
It was so much fun. It was what you thought it was going to be. I mean, it's a lot of vendors, a lot of people selling, Bigfoot merch and shit like that. A lot of different stuff you'd never seen before. But there was also how do I put this? When you walked in there, you were in a setting where everyone that you were with believes in Bigfoot. And it was a community in this area, and you could feel that that sense of everybody belonging to that same community, and everybody was just there to have a good time and to, you know, represent Bigfoot. Everybody had some sort of different Bigfoot T-shirt or hat or you know, stuff that they bought at the festival, while, you know, and they put it on because, you know, that's what they want to do. It was just so fucking cool, man. And I was happy to be able to get there and do it. And, you know, your mom and dad were there with me. Gunnar and Sarah went. Sophia, little Sophia is she is absolutely fucking in love with Bigfoot. She's like,
It's amazing.
Papu, I want to see Bigfoot. It's so
It's like
fucking
you,
great.
me, and every other motherfucker here.
She had her picture taken with Slash Squatch, you know, and she high-fived the Boy Scout Sasquatch, you know, it was just fun. And am I going to go back? I will probably go back because I am in love with Townsend, Tennessee, and this is where the festival happens. I love this town. They have, of course, and I showed it to you while you were talking, Bigfoot in the Smokies shop, which I always go when I'm there. I always swing in and always buy up way too much. I always spend way too much money in there. But I love this town, and I honestly believe that the Golden Mojo Entertainment Empire will be built in Townsend, Tennessee. If I build a complex, a true complex, it's going to be in Townsend because it's quiet and it's beautiful and it has everything I want and everything you need. You know, from grocery stores to whiskey distilleries to wineries to the little shop that'll fucking deep fry an apple pie for you.
Absolutely. These event towns, man, they fucking when they got something good, it just builds up that town. It's like the town that the Renaissance Festival that we go to is in. You know, it is a whole town that's just like, it started off small, and then this event just builds it up, which brings in more stuff, brings in the whiskey distillers and all this stuff. And they just become these beautiful little places that are only really super busy one time a year.
Right. And to be honest, you know, we roamed around Townsend during the festival, you know, the night before and the evening after it kind of shut down. And to be honest, it wasn't that busy, you know. That was my thought. Like, you know, it's like, oh, well, everything's going to be packed, you're going to do this. I mean, things were busy, but I mean, not like what I was anticipating. Like I said, I love Townsend. I can't get enough of it. I'm ready to go back right fucking now. I would honestly live there if I could, and hopefully in the future that'll be where I retire.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I'd like to get up there once. I'd love to go to a convention. Like I said, that was the fun part about going to the Power Ranger conventions, is just being in a place where it's everybody bump into knows something about something you like.
Yeah, and you feel that sense of family right there. You know, it's like, I have no idea who you are, but we believe in the same thing, and you know, you just feel comfortable around everybody. It was weird. It was a weird feeling, but it was an enjoyable feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good place for, like, if there's ever like a big two-sop like get together event.
Right.
Like, you just coordinate, like, hey, you guys like two-sop, then you probably like Bigfoot. Oh, we all meet up out here.
And that was another thing at the festival, is they had Podcast Row. And
wow.
I had talked to the Rocker Chick when I first heard about it. And this is the 6th annual. This thing's been going on for 6 years. This is the 6th one. And I asked her, I was like, should we get a booth? Should we just go down and get a booth? And she's like, no, let's go see what it's about first. And, you know, once we got a lot closer to going, I'm looking at the itinerary and the vendors and stuff. And I'm like, holy shit. You know, they have Podcast Row. They're calling it Podcast Row. And there was about 5 or 6 different podcasts that had tents set up. Stopped in, met a few of them, you know, exchanged stickers. Here's our two-stop sticker. And they'd be like, oh, here's our, you know, the Paranormal payphone was one that I absolutely remember, because I thought it was a really cool idea, because you can do like what we're doing with Tom Lyons. You can go to their booth, pick up the payphone, and record your story. and then they'll
Wow.
use it on their podcast. And I just thought I thought it was brilliant. I told him, I said, that's fucking brilliant, dude. And he's like, thanks. And then, so maybe we'll work something out with them. Hopefully. I haven't reached out. I ran into Adam Davies. I made sure that I found him and talked to him, and he is willing, I should say, he wants to, I don't know, but he's willing to come do Stop with us. So I just need to email him after. He's working on a documentary right now, and he's like totally swamped. So, but I'll email him here in about, I don't know, 2-3 weeks and see if we can kind of set something up and just talk to Adam Davies. He's a cryptozoologist who specializes in Bigfoot. And I think he's, I've been watching his videos and stuff on YouTube, and I'm excited to pick his brain and see what he's seen and what he's kind of collected over the years, because he's been all over the world, hunting Bigfoot. So it should be a good one. It'll be a good one.
That would be a fantastic episode. All right, folks, dim the headlights and don't roll the windows down for this one. We're heading into deep Appalachian folklore territory where the trees are old, the cabins are isolated, and apparently nobody respects the concept of don't eat strange forest meat you didn't personally identify first. This stop was brought to us by J-Dub on May 27th, episode 274, The Legend of the Talipo.
The Talipo.
The Talipo. Now, depending on who's telling the story, the Talipo is either a creature, a spirit, or the world's most justified supernatural petty revenge case ever documented. The story usually goes like this. There's an old man living alone in a remote cabin in the woods. Not peaceful retirement, alone, more like hasn't spoken to another human since the invention of indoor plumbing alone. One night, while trying to survive the harsh wilderness, he encounters a strange animal-like creature. The details vary, but often described as something small, dark, and, available. And because this is folklore and people make bad decisions when hungry, the man kills it and eats it. Yes, that's our starting point. A man just murders a random animal and decides, let's cram it in my mouth. Already off to a great spiritual awakening. Now, after cooking and consuming the mysterious forest creature, the man notices something missing, specifically its tail, which he also kept, because, of course, why not? The night goes on, the cabin goes quiet, too quiet. Then from outside the dark woods comes a sound. Talipo, Talipo, I want my Talipo. Which is kind of weird you name it after what clearly it just talks about its tail. I'm assuming that's what it's talking about.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's talking about.
And that's when things go from local campfire story to absolutely not sleeping tonight things. The voice gets closer, the cabin creaks, the man locks the doors, the windows rattle, and whatever Talipo is, ghost, spirit, creature, vengeance, incarnate, or woodland HR department decides it's absolutely time to file a complaint in person. Some version says the man survives the encounter, some says he doesn't. Some say the creature takes back what is left of itself, others say it just keeps coming back, repeating its name like a broken record, driving the man insane. And honestly, that's what makes the Talipo so effective. This is a classic case of Appalachian warning folklore. Don't take what isn't yours, especially from the woods, because the woods always keep receipts. It's got that old world energy where nature itself feels aware and slightly offended by your behavior. As an investigator, and a listener, or just a lore enthusiast, we all have to admit this one is the most terrifying concept imaginable. A creature you ate coming back later to politely but firmly request a refund. So on this stop on the other side, the Talipo reminds us of an important rule. If you're alone in a cabin and something weird shows up in the woods, maybe don't turn it into dinner, because hunger fades, but the Talipo will echo forever.
Yeah, well, the Talipo actually, in the version that J-Dub did, he had actually chopped off his tail. He didn't kill him and eat him. He just chopped off his tail while he was in the cabin with him. He had gotten into the cabin, and he chopped off his tail, and then he was so fucking hungry, he ate the tail. And, I mean, sucked the bone marrow out, and, it was like,
Nasty
she got
shit.
into detail with this stew that he made. And then the creature comes back to find its tail and fucking rips him open like he's a fucking cantaloupe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so I know there's several different versions of this. My kicker is that his buddies, when his dogs got back, went back up to find him and see what happened to him, and they found him in his loft, split in two. And I'm like, well, how did they know the story? And then you realize that it's a vision of one of the witches, or the lady who they thought was a witch, who was down in the village with them, and she's like, this is what happened. And I'm like, holy fuck, okay, this is wow, this is insane. So, but yes, the Tailypo.
Fuck that shit.
For starters, why the fuck are you staying up there? You know the bad, harsh winter's coming. You don't live there. It's just your hunting cabin. Get back down to your fucking house, you dumb son of a bitch. That's what it boils out to.
Yeah. That was coming to you.
Yeah.
All right, all you hitchers and drifters. The headlights are dimming now. The road's starting to feel familiar again. Street lights cutting through the dark instead of the dark cutting through everything else. The trees are backing away from the pavement like they were never that close in the first place. Golden J is still here in the passenger seat. Quiet now. The kind of quiet where even the notes stop mattering because the stories already got out of the car before we did. And yeah, I can feel it too. That thing that rides with us when we're out on the other side, it doesn't stay in the backseat forever. It just waits at the edge of the headlights until we cross back over. But we always come back. We always drop you off right where you started, safe enough, mostly. So if you're hearing this, your ride is ending now. The doors are still locked, the engine is still warm, and whatever followed us tonight, it stops at the line we don't cross without you. Because that's how this works. We take the drive out there so you don't have to go alone. And when it's your time to make that final trip, when the road runs out and the headlights don't reach anything anymore, there's no sense of fearing what's waiting for you on the other side. Because you already know the truth. Me and Golden J will be there, waiting. Engine running, full tank, headlights on, maybe some corn snacks on the other side.
Nice. Go to Audible.
Corn snacks. Yeah.
Go to Audible.
Go Audible. It bit me. It's not hard. It's 3 words. It bit me.
That's right.
It's the only thing that pops up. It's narrated by the other side. Not the other side. The United States Paranormal.
It is definitely narrated by United States Paranormal. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. United States Paranormal at gmail.com. Write a review. Help us out. Yeah, this may be Golden J's future right here.
Yeah, help him fucking get that going so he can go live in the fucking Smoky Mountains.
Gotta get to Townsend. Help me build that complex.
Also, folks, leave comments in the Spotify. Apparently you can do that now.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. All right, guys. Until next week, keep it spooky. And we will see you on the other side.
Probably like 3 weeks late, but we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Eventually.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.